There's a whole mathematical world out there waiting to be explored. Mathcrush.com wants to open the door to a new kind of maths video. My name is Spro, and I'm here to take you around the world and make math a little more interesting. These are our first videos, and we know the videos are not perfect, and of course, we made some mistakes. But we think you'll be entertained, so put up your feet, lean back, and enjoy the show. Fraction. It's a way of representing pieces of a whole or a group. You can cut a whole into pieces, but to be a fraction, the pieces have to be the same size. I'm one piece of a fraction, and I'm the second piece of a fraction. See, he's one piece, and I'm two pieces. We're two out of a two, or we're a whole. But if I disappear, since he disappeared, now there's only one out of two pieces, or one half, which means I'm a fraction, or I'm part of a group. Fractions. A fraction has a denominator and a numerator. The denominator's on the bottom, the numerator's on top. The denominator tells you the total number of pieces in a whole or group. The numerator tells you how many pieces you have, or what part of the whole or group you're talking about. There's a denominator and a numerator. It's a fraction.
We baked you a pie to teach you more about fractions. Spro, we were going to use that pie for our next lesson.
What? You're supposed to use for fractions? Oops.
We baked you a pie to teach you more about fractions.
Today, we're going to use this pie to learn more about fractions. Let's take a look. See, this pie is a whole, or 100%. But if I take this piece for myself...
Spro, didn't you say to be a fraction, the pieces have to be the same size?
Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, if I cut the pie into two equal pieces, it's still a whole pie, or 100%. But now you can say you have 2 out of 2 pieces, or 2 over 2 as a fraction. So if I take this piece for myself, which is the same size as your piece, you now have 1 out of 2 pieces, or 50%, which as a fraction is 1 over 2, or 1/2. So you can clearly see that 1 out of 2 is the same as 1 over 2, or 1/2, is the same thing as 50%. They all mean the same. Isn't that cool? Now let's try another one. If I take this pie and cut into 8 equal pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I take away 2 of the pieces, you're left with 6 out of the 8 pieces, or 6/8 as a fraction. But check this out. If I make the pieces a little bigger, you still have the same amount, but now you have 3 out of 4 pieces, or 3/4 as a fraction. So 6/8 is the same as 3/4, or 6/8 equals 3/4, which means they're equivalent fractions, or equal fractions. In other words, the fractions are the same, or you have the same amount. I hope the pies helped you, because they sure were good. But you remember, I also told you a fraction can separate a group into pieces. To show you what I mean, let's go outside.
Why not use the door?
There's some paradise shell ducks over there. I'm going to ask the mom if I can use her babies to teach you more about fractions. Come on. Guess what? The mom said it was okay for us to film the babies. As you can see, there's 5 babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, there's 5 babies in our group. And right now, we have 5 out of 5. Or 5 over 5 as a fraction. If 2 of our little duckies disappear, we're left with 3 out of 5. Or 3 over 5 as a fraction, which is also called 3/5. Let's try another one. 2 of the little ducks decided to dye their hair yellow. If we still have 5 ducks in our group, that means that 2 out of 5, or 2 over 5, or 2/5 of the ducks are yellow. Sorry. Hope the little duckies helped you. I was just thinking about what else I need to teach you about fractions. I just can't remember.
Well, Spro, why don't we take a look inside your brain?
Hey, that's a great idea. Why don't you come on inside?
Well, we're here, so let me get out of the way. I'm the denominator. I'm the denominator. I'm on the bottom.
And I'm the numerator. As you can see, I'm on top. I tell you what part of the denominator we're talking about. But sometimes I'm bigger than the denominator. And when that happens, we're called an improper fraction. Because I have more than the denominator. Which means there's more pieces in the whole, which doesn't look correct. So we're called an improper fraction.
And I'm a whole number. You know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And sometimes I get mixed up with these fractions. And when that happens, we're called a mixed number. I represent the whole, they represent the pieces. Whole, fraction, mixed number, or mixed up.
Now I remember. I need to teach you about improper fractions and mixed numbers. Why don't we take a look? In this example, we have 3 whole pizzas. And each pizza has a total of 4 equally sliced pieces. This means our denominator is 4. And since there are 3 whole pizzas, with 4 slices each, we have 12 pieces of pizza, which makes our numerator 12. If we put this together, we get an improper fraction of 12 over 4, or 12/4. And right about now, you might be saying, wait a sec, bro! How can the numerator be bigger than the denominator? I thought the denominator told us how many pieces there were total. Well, it does, but that's only for one whole or one group. Right now, we're looking at 3 whole pizzas. So the denominator's telling us how many pieces each pizza has total. And each pizza has 4 pieces. So the denominator is 4. And that's why it's called an improper fraction, because it doesn't look right. So let's get back to the problem. We have 3 whole pizzas with 4 slices each, which gives us a denominator of 4 and a numerator of 12, and makes an improper fraction of 12 over 4, or 12/4. But if we divide the numerator by the denominator, we get 12 divided by 4, which equals 3, or 3 whole pizzas. In other words, 12 over 4 equals 3, or 12/4 equals 3 whole pizzas. When I think of a mixed number, I think of someone cooking. You know, when they're mixing 2 ingredients, like a whole number and a fraction. Now let's change the problem a little. If we use the same 3 pizzas, but take away 1 slice, we now have an improper fraction of 11 over 4, or 11/4. But if you look closely, you can see we have 2 whole pizzas, plus another pizza with 3 out of 4 slices, which makes a mixed number of 2 3/4. If we use division again, and take the numerator and divide it by the denominator, we get 11 divided by 4, which equals 2 with the remainder of 3, or a mixed number of 2 3/4. In case you did not notice, the remainder is the numerator. So again we see that the mixed number 2 3/4 equals an improper fraction of 11/4. So remember, math is everywhere and anywhere. And math is math. It should be fun. See you next time.